Hello everyone, this is Dr. Srinivasulu, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, VNR VJET, Hyderabad. In this video, I am going to explain you about the limiting error of measurement. Basically, the limiting error is called the guarantee error. The guarantee error is nothing but it is specified by the manufacturer that the instrument or the device gives the nominal value of the error. So basically we can expect that this is the guarantee error that we may get from the device or instrument. And this value basically the manufacturer will provide in the data sheet what they provide after so many tests. And basically this is expressed in the relative value or absolute value or in percentage of the rated value. Here, for example, if you assume the nominal value of the measurement is A delta and its limiting error mentioned by the manufacturer in the data sheet is delta A. Finally, the referred value or what we get from the device as a measurement is A delta plus or minus delta A. Here the A delta is the nominal value that what actually we will get or we have to get from the device, and delta A is the difference. This is the limiting error. This much amount of error we may get from the device measurement. So totally the value will be in this range A delta plus or minus delta A. And this limiting error can also be expressed in relative limiting error like epsilon r is equal to delta A by A delta. Here delta A is the limiting error and A delta is the nominal value. That basically is also equal to absolute limiting error epsilon naught divided by A delta, where absolute limiting error is defined as epsilon naught is equal to a delta A, which will be provided in the data sheet by the manufacturer. So if you want to calculate the absolute error, we can calculate from the relative limiting error and the nominal value of the measured value. To understand better about the limiting error, we'll see through examples. Take this is the first example. Here the resistance value R of 600 ohm is known to have possible absolute error as plus or minus 60 ohm, and we need to express this in a relative error form. We'll see how this can be expressed in the relative error. Here the given is nominal value R is equal to 600 ohm and delta R is given as 60 ohm. This is given. Now we have to calculate the relative limiting error, that is epsilon R. So this is basically expressed in percentage. How we can express this is delta R by R. This is equal to 60 ohm by 600 ohm. Therefore, this value is equal to, after cancelling zeros, it is 1 by 10, that is 0.1. In percent, it is 10. So the relative error is in percent is equal to 10%. This is the way we have to calculate the relative error when the absolute error is given. Similarly, we can also express or calculate the absolute error when we know the relative error. Like, suppose if you want the epsilon naught absolute error, that is delta R, that is nothing but epsilon R relative error into the nominal value. This is equal to 10% into 600 ohm. 10% is nothing but 0.1 into 600 ohm. This is equal to 60 ohm. So the absolute error we can get like this from the relative error and vice versa. So this is the way we can express, we can understand the absolute limiting error and the relative limiting error from the nominal values and the other limiting error given in the data sheet by the manufacturer. For more better understanding, let us see one more example. In this, you directly assume the nominal value given. Suppose it is the current measurement, the current value I, nominal value given as 10 milliampere, and suppose say the absolute value given delta I is equal to 0.1 milliampere plus or minus. This is the absolute limiting error. Now we have to calculate the relative limiting error in percentage. So relative limiting error is calculated by the formula delta I by I. This is equal to 0.1 milliampere divided by 10 milliampere. This is equal to 0.01 milliampere. In percentage, it is 1%. Therefore, our relative error in percentage is 1%. This is the way we basically calculate the relative error and absolute error by the given values in the data sheet by the manufacturer. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.